Hey, this is Ricky, live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. We're live streaming the Paint by Numbers Kit 50 40 LZ8211 BK Cliffside Sunset Waves. This is a 40 paint kit. And we will continue with this shenaniganery on this part 4, Sunday, May 31st, 2026. I'm hoping to complete this kit today. So let me just make sure we got audio. 2026. I'm hoping to complete this kit today. Okay, good. If you like this type of content, consider hitting that like button so more people can find us on the YouTube algorithm. Also, share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Comment, keep me entertained, let me know that you're watching. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're just trying to get to 4,000 subscribers before the end of this year. We had stopped at 20 on part 3. So we're going to look and see if we can find any 1 through 20. If we can't, or if some happen to pop up, we'll paint them separately. Otherwise, we're going to move on to 21. Like I said, this goes up to 40, and we're going to try to finish it all today. Okay. Well, I see 21, so last we did was 20. 21 isn't that much different. It's a little bit darker. Still staying in the cliffside foliage area. Also parts of the sea will also get this 20, I believe. I'm going to flip the canvas around because we're going to be doing a couple of lines on here which are super, super thin, and I don't want to make a mistake. So 21. Let's see here. I'm going to use my magnifying glass because I can't tell if these are 21 or 31. Okay, those are 31. There's a 21 right here. Mixed in with all these other greens. This is definitely a darker green. I'm going into the forest green range. Don't paint below that because that's 23. Here's a 21 going off to the right. I like this magnifying glass because it has LED lights on it, and I can use it to brighten up an area that the lighting above me isn't, catching. Plus, I can then do this and then be able to see the numbers a little bit more clearly. Okay, so those are 21s, there's 24, here's a 21 here. And this 21 got painted over by another color, so now get inside here and cover that one up. Okay. Careful, you've got a 23 to the right and a 23 to the left. Not to mention the color we painted above it. Okay. Looking for more 21s. Got a lot of 23s and 33s. There's a 21. Goes into a point and meets up with the 32. Probably be a good idea if I had some paint on my brush. Canvas is trying to run away from me. Hope you're doing well on this beautiful Sunday 80 degrees outside. It is gorgeous. Okay, we'll flip the canvas back around. Okay, looking back up here. Seeing what we can find. So thank you for the like, I appreciate it. So those are 31s and 27s. There's 21 off to the far left here, several of them. Right off to the edge of the canvas. So it just kind of snakes around. You got a 23 on the right of it, 24 on the left of it. Right around the 24. Real thin line. I just found a 20 here, but the 20 is so small, I don't even know how your eye could even see it. So I'm just going to pass it on by. And it's only a lighter green of the 21. I don't even know why it's included. It makes no sense. It is such a thin, it's thinner than a hair. How they expect anyone to see that? That's almost the same color as the 21. Makes no sense to me. I think they just wanted to add numbers just to let you know that you've got a paint pot that will work in that spot. It's kind of rhyming there. A paint pot that can work in that spot. Somebody write that down quick and put that in their next big hit. Tell them Real Talk Chimp sent you. These 23s just kind of snake around all over the place here. Right next to a 23. A large 21 there we'll get back to. '23 to 24 on the outside of this 21. Natty NY91. Hello, Gabby Maru. Why? Hello to you. Happy Sunday or Monday, wherever you are. '25, '26, '23s all around. So kind of be careful if you can stay within the lines here. Trying to be very delicate. Adjust this phone here. So these paint kits are rated ages 14 and up. Sometimes all ages. I'd get a parent to kind of watch, because some of these paints are a little toxic. It's acrylic, but every once in a while I'll get a whiff of that chemical, whatever they're using on this thing, and it'll make me cough a little bit. So I would look for a well-ventilated room, or actually just sit outside and paint if you can, because there is some toxicness to some of these paints here. I wouldn't go eat them, wouldn't drink them. Some may look tasty, but yeah. But also breathing them in, there's certainly some type of toxic smell in here. So make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. It doesn't say that in the instructions. I'm telling you that. Anytime you work with any kind of chemicals, you want to be in a well-ventilated area. Go so far as to wear an N95 mask if you have to, especially if you have delicate lungs. Or lungs that are already compromised. Consider that my PSA. Surprisingly, you don't see PSAs anymore, commercials. Remember, the more you know? They don't seem to be on anymore. Okay, there's 21 right here, big one there. Right next to a 24 and a 25. 39. Let's go back up top here and see if we can find any more. I see a 20 up there, another. Grab the tiny little brush. This is the 20. Now the question is, where was it? So there's a whole bunch of 20, just snakes all the way around. And use a little bit of water just to kind of help this thing flow. Lead it right up to the edge. Sometimes, like I said, these pigments, some reason they're just a little thicker than the other ones. I'm not going to go too far because that one is a 23. Okay, let's see, there's the 20 right here. Get right up into the 23. Any more 20s? And a little 20 right here. Again, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. I mean, I know that a lot of people don't like hitting that like button anymore because it leaves that one playlist on your own personal YouTube channel, and then they start stacking up on there, and I know. I got the same thing of the things that I like. There's a lot of music tracks I like, a lot of bands. You know, there may be a subscriber that just only puts other people's stuff or reaction stuff on their channels because they don't want to make their own content. I don't understand the reaction ones, but whatever, it's their personal preference. But sometimes it catches my fancy and I hit like on it. So I've got like one playlist that's just everyone else's content, you know, things that I enjoyed because I hit the like button on it. So it's okay. Not a lot of people like hitting the like button because they don't like having that playlist of stuff. So I get it. YouTube should just basically do away with that playlist, you know. People want to hit like because they appreciate what they're watching, but they don't want it to just, you know, static up their own channel. But whatever, it is what it is. Okay, so we're going out to just looking all over the place. So I got my 21s going all the way out here, which we're working on. But all right, so we'll put that aside for now. If we come across another 20, we'll certainly paint it. We'll continue on with the 21s here. Okay. I think I'm going to use the big one. Just to get this. I'm going to grab onto the canvas here because it wants to run away. Some painters will take like masking tape and try to secure their canvas to the easel. Doesn't always work. It still wants to move around. So don't be afraid to pick the thing up. It's yours. I mean, unless you're commissioning a paint for somebody else, you want to be extremely careful. Get it? We're just doing this for hobby on a beautiful Sunday. Oh well, I just painted right over a 31. I'm going to take some of the paint off of this paintbrush because it's getting all mucky. What's that, Liz Thomas? Please, 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 what? Nod? Mod? Nid mod? Domo arigato? What? What? I don't understand. Explain to me. Explain to me what you would like. Because if not, I will get the Sammy up here, and the Sammy will try to translate what you're asking for. And trust me, the Sammy knows. The Sammy can know all foreign languages on the planet, even when the human chimpanzee can't. Now, if you spoke Norwegian, or you could meow in Norwegian, Sammy will be your best friend. If you'd like, I can go ask the Sammy. Hey, Sam, do you think you could come over here and translate something for me? Come here, Sam. Sam's like, I'm snacking right now, bro. There's a 20 right there. That dried up. Can't find any more 20s. Any more 20s want to pop up? Is that a 20 or a 26? It is a 26. There's a 21. There is a 21. Here is a 21. Gotta get some water in this thing. It is so thick. The water helps to thin out the acrylic, but it will change the color to a lighter color, so it's probably better to get an acrylic thinner that will just thin the paint, but it won't change the pigment. See how we go from dark to light there. Okay. Any more 21s? Yep, down at the bottom. This one kind of whips right above this orange. Next to the 23 and a 24. Okay. It's a 21, itty bitty. Just kind of sneaking around in here. Next to the 38. Real close to the 23. Right above the 32. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Not so 57. Well, hello there. Do you see any more 21s? Holy monkey. We may be ready for 22. Okay. Not seeing any more 21s or 20s anywhere. So let's switch to 22. First, let's dry off all these paintbrushes, or clean off all these paintbrushes. 21 and 22 look almost identical again, but 22 looks just a little bit brighter. Perfect. Okay, so 21 is what we were working on, which was this color right here. 22 looks almost identical, but just a pigment shade lighter or darker, depending on how you look at it. To me, they're almost identical. But we'll know when we have a color side by side, the difference. Okay, so this is 22. So let's start down here. Here is a 22. Right up against a 12. Here's a 22. Right above a 40. Those crows are going bananas outside. Bananas. Sure, they're chasing off a hawk or something, most likely. Seems like what they've been doing since spring started. Which makes sense because they're protecting their nests from the vultures and the hawks. And the Husker Doos. You can't be 20 on Sugar Mountain with the barkers and the color blue. I can't sing anymore. I'll get a copyright strike. And that will not be cool. All right, let's see. 22s. There's a little 22 right here. Here's one. I know it all looks mush from up here, but eventually it's waves coming into the shore. But when you get super close to it, it just looks like a bunch of mush. That makes perfect sense. There's a 22 out here in the waves. Pretty sure that's a 23, so I'm not going to touch that. Those two are 22s. No, it's a 22. Huh. Okay. If you say so. It's definitely a hawk out there. I can hear it squeak over the crow. It's interesting when you listen to wild birds. You're used to hearing what they sound like on television, right, or in a movie, because they all use canned sounds. They don't like use the actual live sound, because it would be too faint. You wouldn't be able to pick it up with the mic. So they use, when they do their Foley, they do their after sounds in the editing booth. They add these whatever fake sounds that they have. When you actually listen to what a hawk sounds like, it's not the same as what you see it in TV. It sounds like a squeaking little mouse. It is, unless it does its call. Its call is distinct. You can definitely hear when a hawk makes its call. When it's evading crows, because all it's trying to do is get lunch, it sounds like a little squeaking. It's the same thing when you hear like tigers and lions and these big cheetahs and stuff, and you're expecting a big roar to come out of this monstrous cat, and then all you hear is a meow. Because it's practically a kitten. All right, we got a good size 22 all over here. All right, we'll start up here. This one just drags on and on. Monkeys. Monkeys are fun to listen to too, because monkeys are primates. Humans are primates. Great apes are going to be more human than your monkey, because your monkey is a tendency to be more like a bird. If you've ever listened to a capuchin monkey, they chatter like a bird, like you're listening to a bird. You're like, how is this coming out of a monkey? Who designed this to sound like a bird? So, yeah. They don't normally eat meat. They're omnivores, obviously, like a primate. You choose to be a vegan. You're not born a vegan. I don't know any human hybrids that are born vegan, but you're an omnivore. So your monkeys and your great apes as well, they'll eat fruit, they'll eat nuts, they'll eat bark. If they happen to find a bird, they'll eat a bird. While they normally don't cook it. They're not that advanced. But there are tribes of bonobo that have been known to start fires and cook food over them. But as far as the sounds that they make, it's fascinating. Chimps obviously have similar sounds to a baby who hasn't learned how to vocalize words yet, right? Or what you would think the caveman would sound like, just grunts. It's fascinating. Here you are getting a lesson in painting and animals. Who knew? And then there's the Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Sammy's got all different types of meows and chatters and things. He has the greatest conversations when he goes out exploring, talking to the birds out there. There's a hummingbird that keeps coming over here, pollinating the plants that I've been planting, and he sticks around, or she sticks around, they stick around. I don't know what their pronoun is. Do you know the pronoun of a hummingbird? You can let me know in the comments. Hey, Michael. Oh, that's okay, Michael. I started kind of late. I wanted to start around 2 p.m. on the Sunday. Um, Over here, I'm working on another model kit, but I'm not live streaming this one because I ordered two of them by mistake. So I'm knocking out this first one just on my own, and then I'll do the other one live. It's turning out to be a complicated puzzle as well. I mean, if it wasn't complicated, it wouldn't be challenging. You would feel productive. Okay, so we're working on 22 here. It's funny, the short video that I made after my live stream yesterday got something like 1,400 views, I think, or 1,700 views. Not one person hit the subscribe button. Fascinating. Just fascinating. So we still sit at 40 subscribers away from 4,000. Just 40. We just need 40 more people to hit that subscribe button to get us to 4,000. And another 10 more to keep us over in the 4,000 mark at least. We don't want to start losing like we did earlier in the year. Those are 29s out there. There's 22. This one just follows this wave out there. Get a little water, get this thing to flow a little better. Turning this into a watercolor. It's an acrylic. Yeah, I kind of wish I was able to put some royalty-free music behind it while I'm painting, but I can't do it with the copyright. But I'm able to put music in after I upload it. Okay, do we see any more 20? Yeah, here's a 22 right here. Any more 22s? That's 32s. 23s. I think we may be done with the 22 and we can move to the 23 unless something pops up. Here's 2 right here. Little one right there. A little one right there. Oh, a little one right here. Let me take some of this paint off this paintbrush. Try to get just a tip on here. All right, where was that? 22. I lost it. Where'd it go? Little one right here. Oh, there it is. So I just ordered another one of those wooden puzzle kits. It's the first of its kind. It's an old saloon from the 1800s. You know, if I had some Red Dead Redemption paraphernalia, which I often thought about getting Arthur's gun, there's a model kit of his gun. There's actually an action figure, a 1/6 or 12-inch action figure of Arthur, but they want like $6,000 or $7,000 for that kit. I'll pass. But if I had those types of kits, I'd put it, you know, alongside, obviously, this little wooden saloon, 3D wooden puzzle. But if I ever rebuild my library, I used to have a really cool library. I love reading books. I used to have a really cool library. But throughout several of my moves, I've lost all my books, given my books up, depending on where I've had to live. So whatever the next place I move to, if it happens to have a wall that I can build shelves, I will rebuild a library. And on my western section, like Louis L'Amour books and such, I will put that little saloon. That's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to 23. 23 is going in, again, another slightly different direction. Are you going to go play the... when you play Red Dead, are you going to just play Red Dead Online or Red Dead Redemption 2, the story? I tried to do the story You weren't around, but I did a couple episodes where I was going to try to do a low honor, I think, or I was doing a high honor. I don't remember what I was doing, but every night that or every time I live stream it, I'd have 0 viewers from start to finish and then 0 viewers afterwards. So I stopped and I just said, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. But if you're going to go back to Red Dead Online, you let me know. And yeah, I was just talking about the power of the sneeze the other day. I sneezed, you weren't on the stream, but I sneezed so freaking hard that I almost blew over the canvas. And I said, the power of the sneeze compels you. All right, you need to entertain everybody. I am going to go and use the restroom. I've got to go, and let me see if I can get this over here. All right, I got to go relinquish at least 3 bottles of water. I will be right back. You shall entertain. And maybe if Sammy pops up here, he will entertain. Be right back. Hi, Sammy. Hi. Fuzzy. Oh, you're so cute, little monkey. I love you, little monkey, Sammy. Okay. We have arrived back. So we're going to do one of these here. Still kind of hard to tell what this is. Can you tell what it is now? No? Well, then you are like me. We still got a long way to go. This is what we're going for. We're doing those greens out there in the ocean. And if it looks like mush, then you would be correct, sir. Mush is what we're going for. All right, so what did we end up on? We ended up on 22. Now we're moving to 23. Which is a pigment lighter. Right? Is that where we're working on? 23? Okay. And if we happen to find anything between 1 and 23, we'll go back and do it. That is certainly green. It's almost like a military green. I don't know an exact name for it. Ordered another box of nitrile gloves because these are my last ones. This is another reason why I want to try to finish this. So I'm out of nitrile gloves. All right, so 23, here we go. Oh, definitely a different color green than the greens we got in here now. This one kind of just strings all along here. But there's a 39 on both sides, so be careful. That didn't work. Right? 2023, okay. Thank you for keeping up with me, because I'll forget, you know that, Mike, I'll forget which paint I'm on. But I mean, every once in a while, one of the other numbers do pop up and I'll go back and paint them. All right, looking for 23. I'm gonna have to cover that 12 up with a 12, because the 12 is actually a darker blue, but I was using the water to help it to smooth it out, but that 12 is popping out, that 10 is popping out. I usually cover up all the numbers when I'm done. I come back in and choose the paint and cover them up. All right, looking for 23s, going up, up into the sky. Let's see, any 23s going out that way. Not seeing it. Is that a 12? No, it's got to be a 32. It's a 32. All right, looking up in the sky for a 23. Don't see anything. I do see some on the top edge up here. I'm going to flip the canvas over. I got some 23s right here. (31, 31, 31, 38). 23 right here. 27, 29. Let's see what this is here. That is a 23. Right next to the 28. Pack that color in there. There's a 23 down here coming up to the edge of the canvas. That's a 38, so that's a 23. There's a little 23. More 23s, just simple lines. Those are 39, those are 24s and 33s. I see more 23. Yeah, we got 23s coming back down. 23 skidoo. All right, we got 23s over here. Leave some space for those two 38s. So 39 and 38, or possibly two 38s. Those are 24s, 33s. There's a 23 right there. Wait, those are all 30s. There's a 23. There's a 23. There's a little gray blue right next to it, so don't paint over that. Not sure what it is, but all right, look, and here's 23s right here. You got a 26 right here. There's a 23. There's 23 down here. Right around that orange. There's a 22 right there and a 22 right there. So let's get the smaller brush out. Go back and hit the 22s. So there's a different color green than this. Any more 22s? Nope, there's 23. There's a 23 little one here. Yeah, it's just my eyes focus on different numbers and I end up not seeing the one that's right in front of my face, or they just pop out of nowhere. That this board, because I'm doing 40 paints, so you can buy the kit at 24 paints or at 36 or at 40. And I happened to buy the 40 because I wanted more of a challenge. And boy, did I got a challenge. I'm going to stick with 24s. I still got 3 more kits to paint. And I don't remember what size kits they are. But they're going to be brutal, I'm sure. Watch out for the 38 right there. Here's a little 23. Okay. Also, my eyes get dyslexic every once in a while, and the 32s look like the 23s. And it messes me up. There's a 23. See, I can skip over the same 23 4 or 5 times trying to find it. Right? Here's a 23 right here. I completely missed that one. Right next to a 38, so be careful. Okay, there's a 23 there. But when you do like the kits that are like 24 or smaller kits, the numbers are larger and the spaces are, wider. They're not these itty bitty teeny tiny things that you got to fill in. 24. Holy monkey. Here's a 23. Okay. 24s and 25s. 24s and 25s. Looking for the 23. 23, laddie. If you were 23, where would you be? Oh, lucky. Let's go back into the water. Looking. I guess we're done with 23s. We're going to move on to 24s. We'll come back to 23s if we need to. Yeah. Hope I'm making you yawn. There's a 23. There's a 23. Little itty bitty 23. Oh, paint. Itty bitty 23. Where did you go? Right there. There. Any more? Good. Let's go on to 24s. Oh. Oh. Let's get another medium paintbrush. So I got these waters, and they come in this aluminum bottle. Never seen that before, water in an aluminum bottle. So I'm using it for paint brushes. All right, we want a medium brush. This guy right here. Yep, I guess you can't manhandle the brushes. But again, these are the little bit kind of cheaper brushes. I did buy a professional pack of brushes, which I have linked in the description under the products. It is a professional set of brushes that I have. All right, so here was 23. 24 is considerably darker, but still in the forest green kind of concoction. Okay. All right. Let's go over here and start looking for 24s. Here we go. Certainly a darker green. My shaky hands are brutal. I got an achy, breaky, shaky hand. This one goes all along the bottom. Oh, took too much paint there. That's 25. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got down here. 34s. Here's a 24. Again, goes right to the edge. Can't get Mr. Shaky Hand to stop shaking. Especially when I get right to the edge. Watch out for the 34 right there. can be a little overspray because some of the hairs on this brush are going in different directions, and when they get close to the edge, they want to take off. They want to take off, you hoser. Yeah, if you like this type of content, consider hitting that like button. It'll get more people on the algorithm to be able to watch what we're doing here. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Comment. Keep me entertained. Michael's moderating today. You can keep him entertained. And, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're only trying to get to 4,000 subscribers here before the end of this month. Which is today, right? Tomorrow is June 1st, 2026. We only need 40 more subscriber clicks, and we'll have 4,000 subscribers, and it'll only have taken 6 years to get 4,000 subscribers. I know it sounds crazy. 6 years? It's like 1 subscriber a year. No, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. All right, this one goes to the edge. But 98.4% of our viewers are not subscribed. Mike wants you to subscribe. Sammy wants you to subscribe. You don't have to give money or anything like that. Just hit that subscribe button. I won't accept your money. I'll send it back to you with interest. Ooh. Oh, if you want to leave a tip, you leave a tip to Michael Knight. You don't leave a tip to Real Talk Chimp. Our monetization works as credit. So like whenever you click on one of the ads that are within our thing, we get credit, or I get credit, somebody gets credit, so that I can buy more paints, paintbrushes, things like that, but I don't want your money. You keep your money. You need your money for groceries and school books, pencils and dolls, according to the president. When I used to own my shop, and people would come in and want to spend a lot of money, but they didn't have enough for rent, I would tell them, go home and pay your rent. Come back when you have hobby money to play with. I will not do work on you. You need to go pay your rent and your bills, your child support, and all that fun stuff. You do you, boo. Poop, poopy doop. Beep. All right, we're looking for 24s, but I think we may have found all the 24s. We'll fill in a few spots that are empty. There's 38s, 34s. There's 24 right there. Right there. Okay, 24. Here's a 24. Where does it go? Right here. big old 24s down here. This one goes into a point right above the 39. Okay. Do we see any 24s anywhere? I see a 22. I saw a 20. Here it is. Oh, I need a cat to scratch my back. I don't see any more 24s, but we are now finished with this row of pots. We started at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we're going to put this one aside. If any of those numbers pop up again, we'll certainly grab them. We have an escapee pot in here. Let's see if we can find it. There it is. Well, we're going completely in the opposite direction again with number 25. First of all, my name is Real Talk Champ. I'm live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Champ. We're doing numberartist.com's Cliffside Sunset Waves, item number 50-40-LZ8211-BK. Cliffside Sunset Waves. I don't know if you can tell if that's what we're doing, but eventually we'll get there and it'll all make sense. So 24 was the last one we did, which was this. We are going in the opposite direction and back to the blues with the 25. We've done blues before. Why we're going back to blues, I don't know. Write your congressman. There's your blue that we're going to be working on here. The baby blue, maybe? Wait a second. Wait a second. That is not the one we're working on. No, it's a good thing I looked down at that number, the LZ number. That is 1006. We need 8211, sir. You gave us the wrong kit. We need 8211. That's 8211. See, we almost made a brutal mistake. I keep all the brushes. I keep all the paints from the previous kits I've done in this Dollar Tree little basket I got. Hablamos. All right, we almost made a grave mistake. Let's make sure we're matching here. We're on 50-40-LZ8211-BK. That does match. Okay, we are on the correct paints, sir. I'll have you know, but it's agua time. Okay. Once again, I'll show you. We were on 24. Now we're going to a deep 25. A brutal deep green. I don't even know what that is. A crazy dark green. Look at that. Just a dark green. Okay. So this is 25. We're going to use big boy out of the gate. Son of a monkey. Got the hiccups. You know what that means. There's a mic here. All right, we got a 25 right here. Oh, that is dark. Careful, you got some oranges here. You got a 32 hiding. Meow. Meow. Sir? Sir? Okay. Sir? What's going on, Sam? Got two 32s over here. Another 32. Yet another 32. Move you guys over here a little bit so I can see you. 25. 25. A little bitty one right there. Okay. 25. Going once. Going twice. We gotta go in a different direction. All right, I'm looking for 25. We're looking for 25. Do you got a 25? Anybody got a 25? Was that it? Was that it? Oh, no. All right. How about up in the clouds? You got any 25s up there up in the clouds? You got it. The clown has no penis. What? Sorry. No 25s out there, but we got 25s over yonder here. So we're gonna change some directions here and see if we can do this here. 25 right up to the edge. Careful of that 34. Got a 33 sitting there. Right up to the edge of the 33. And remember, like I said, these dark pigments have a tendency of being super thick, and it's suggested that you put a little acrylic thinner in there just to make it flow a little bit better. Because I don't have acrylic thinner, I use the water, but then remember, the water lightens up the color. But it will definitely help the edge, like it bleed down to the edge. That is a beautiful color with the water. But you see how light it is here compared to the other stuff here, so we'll have to go back and make sure we use the actual color in here. I just want to get to the edges. I lost that. Where were we? Here we are. Very jagged. Careful with the 32 right next to it. I only have chimp eyes for you. Oh, I just covered up that 3 on that 32. This paint is so thick. So 29 right there. Just covered over part of the 2. There's 232s right there. And some color, some water. Just to get it to bleed to the edges if I can. I'm going to add some water up under the cap up here because this paint is getting very mucky. Really pretty color. It's 25 up there. Next to a 39. $32. And more 25s going up. Yeah. Right off on the edge. Okay, more 25s up there. We got a 23 up there we'll have to go back and get. Got a 20 right there. 24 right there, 24 right there. My God, boy did I miss some stuff. Okay, we'll go back. Let me wipe some of this stuff off here. Going lightly through here because I got a bunch of little 32s. Okay. Sixes. Okay, no 25s are popping out, except for that one. Okay, 25. And 26 is a completely different color, so. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go find that 20 and that other number that I found up there. Try to go back and do those. So was it 20 that we saw up here? Where was that 20? Where did we see you, little 20? We distinctly saw a 20. There's a 20. Oh, there it is. It's just a little blue. Okay, the 20, 23 up there. '23 was, put this up here so you can see. 23 was up here. Okay, anybody else want to pop out? There's a 23. Anybody else? Here's a 23. Anybody else? Okay. If we happen to see anybody else decide they want to come out and play. So going from 25 to 26 is again another major color shift. So we're going to wipe off our brushes. Who said hi? Okay. So 25 was this real dark ocean blue kind of thing. Oh. And now we're going to a 26, which is complete opposite. 25 versus 26. So again, you don't want to get these different guys on your paintbrushes. So this is like a sky blue maybe, or seafoam blue. Not sure what that's called. Get some agua. Fruit of the gods. The water. All right. Now we're looking for 26. It's a bright blue, so I kind of don't think it'd be in the foliage. What about up yonder, up in the clouds? Got any 26s up there? What is that? That is a 28. That does not help. What is that? That is a 38. Do we have any 26s up in the sky? We do not. Okay, we do have a 26. Or is that a 28? That is a 28. We have a 26 over here. Right out of the gate, we got one over yonder. Careful with the 40 right above it. 26 over here. Got a 28 above it. Blend that into there. What do we got out here? Got a 26. What do we got over here? We got a 26. But I'm a little confused on what that is. That's a 26. That was a 28. That's a 28. What is that? Why are there no numbers? Okay, we got to look at the reference. We got something that we cannot explain. Go the correct way. There's the 27. There's the 27. That's a 28 going out there. That's a 27. That's a 28. There's the 2. Let's drop down to over here. What is that? There's the 27. It's a 26. So that's all 26 in that open space there. Why there's no number there? I probably the number got blocked by one of the other paints, which is entirely possible. And that's why we have the reference. Okay, what is that right there? That is a 26. which means that is a 26. That is a 26. That, however, is a 28. That's a 28 going up there. That's... Oh, wait, what? That's a 28, but that's a 26. A 28 looks a lot like the 26. Just number, not the paint. Paint is completely different color. That's a 30. That's a 26. 30, 31. There's a 26 that got covered up right there. Along with that. Those are 27s. It's a 28. There's a 26. There's a 26 right here. 26 right here. Those are all 28s, 25, 25, no, 26. There's a 26. Are you able to see that? See, that's 29s, 29s. There's a 26 right here. Those are 26s. That's a 26. Those are 29s, 28s, 29s. 36s, 28s. Okay, what about coming down? Twenty-eight. That's a 26. Careful, you got other paints in there, so don't paint over them. There's a 26. Right next to a 28. There's a 26. Those are all 28s. Is that a 22? There is a 22 right there. Okay, let's get that 22 real quick. It's just a little green. Let's get the other paintbrush. Where did you go? There's a 26 there, but where did that 22 go? Here it is. Okay. Back to our 26s. That's a 28. That's a 26. There's a 26. There's a 26 above it. Those are all 37s. It's a 28. There's a 26. There's a 26. Did I ever tell you about Lumpy Pete? All right, those are 28s. That's a 26 right there. What is that? A 25? That's a 28, but that's a 26 next to it. Man, now you're making me hungry, Mike. I want a Whopper. Hey, we don't have Burger King around us for some weird reason. I don't know why. Guess they didn't do good. I guess they got too many McDonald's and Jack in the Box. They don't have a Burger King anywhere near us. You'd have to go like an hour away just to find it. There's a 26 hiding right there. There's a 26. It's a pretty color blue. I'm going to take some of the paint off of this thing here. It's getting a little mucky. Those look like 28s, but I can't tell. There's a 26 just on the tip. Okay. It's 29. It's 28. Is that a 12? You are now going to be this color. All right, let's see what we got down here. Is there 28s and 29s. There's a 26. I think we may be dealing with the 26s. Oh, there's a big 25 right there. There's a big 25 right there. There's a 26. Careful of the 32. Cowabunga. Those are all 28s. There's a 19. What does a 19 look like? 19 is green. This will work. Where did I see that 19? There. There's a 28. There's a 26. I don't know how these things are popping up, and I'm going past them with the mirror or with the magnifying glass, and I'm not seeing them on the first pass. And all of a sudden they pop up again. That's definitely a 28 next to that 40. It's 26 right there. Those are all 28s. Okay. I think we're good. We can move on to 27. Okay. And 27s, 28s, and 29s are all different color shades of white. So now we're going to go up into sky, sun, and the white water on the waves. Do not want to brush green on our white. Okay. So my name is Real Talk Chimp. We're live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. We're doing numberartist.com's Cliffside Sunset Waves. This is what we've been working on. This is item number 50-40-LZ8211-BK. Okay. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. Michael Knight is moderating, so you're more than welcome to communicate to said Michael Knight. Here is 27. It's definitely a white. 100% white pigment. Okay. All right, 27s. Do we have 27s in the sky? We do. I'm going to flip the canvas over. Let's start working on these 27s, which is our bright white sunlight. Sunlight isn't yellow. It is a bright, fiery white. So the next time you look directly into the sun, if you're not immediately blinded, you will see it is a white color. Even though it is not, but however, it gets harangued to our Earth atmosphere comes out as a white. We got 27 over here. Got 27 going this way, right off the edge. I suddenly smell steak and baked potatoes. I want. Okay. 27 there, and then we got 27s going towards the water. Any more? There's a 27 over there. Right up to the cliffside. Careful of the 28 and the 36. Okay, do we got any 27 out there in the cliff? I see 37s. There's a 27 running along that way. Right next to a 28. Right above a 31. Right below a 31. Right next to a 40. Whatever that blue one is there. It almost looks like a white glue. Right below a 29. Got 27 going that way. Stops at a 29. Okay. There's a 27 that starts at a 40. Right below a 31. Right above a 28. Right next to a 26. There's a 26 right there. Let's go get that with our other paintbrush. That was our 26. Just painted the phone a little bit. Where did I see that 26? Right here. Any more 26s just want to pop out of nowhere? Hello? No? Well, okay then. All right. For some more 27s. I missed a 27 over here apparently. Here's a 27. Here's a 27, big old 27 over here. May require us to use a big old brush. Right along that one, right over that one. Looks like a 26 right there. Nuke year. Get sidetracked here, finding a 27 over here. 27 over here. This is the extreme highlight of this broken chunk of doohickey coming down here. We'll take care of those in a moment. Let's get back to this guy up here. Flip her around. Can't even tell I did anything with the whites up there. Right along this chunk of cliffside. This paintbrush is a little too crunchy. Got to get a softer edge on it. Took all this negative space. 29. And more. Oh yeah, oh boy. It's supposed to be shoreline. That's 29. Like packing in snow. I guess it's the sea foam, I guess. I guess, you know, when you put the colors right up to it, I guess that's what this is supposed to be. It's all the sea foam coming across. So much other colors around it. And so it's white, so hard to see the actual color. And it feels like I'm smearing glue on there. There's different shades of this white, so I guess it'll be used as a highlight and a shadow type of thing. I'm sort of putting it on thick in certain spots, give it the impression of, you know, wave, I guess. Okay, I think we're done with the 27. Harmonic convergence. I don't see any more 27. We're almost out of it in the pot, so we're going to switch to 28. Here's 27. There's 28. Almost looks identical, but I'm sure it's a lighter pigment. This one looks like Miracle Whip. I know we got tons of 28s out here. They added a little bit of gray into it. There's a 26 right there. There's a 26 right there. Let's get these 26s. It's the 26. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Okay, any more 26s that I missed? There's a 26. I don't see any more. Go back to our 28. So I want to do some black light paintings, and can't find any paint by number kits, but I'm going to go try to find an art store that sells bioluminescent or fluorescent or whatever I can use to make the black light posters. And make some stuff, because I think that would be super slick. I know it's kind of that psychedelic look, but I think it's nifty. That's a 29 right there. Oh, there's 28. 29, here's a 28. 29, 28, 28. Yep. Those are all 29s. This is a 28. Nines. It's 26 right there. Let's see if I can find it. Here he is right here. That's 28 up there, so let's change. Oh my God, what's that? Alien coming off of there. Alien? What do you mean by alien? Still haven't figured out what line that's from. From the movie Paul, Simon Pegg, trying to tip the hotel attendant that's giving them the room. And he says, what you guys doing? Where are you going? Are you on vacation? We're on holiday. Where? Well, we're going to Area 51 and all the different places. We're looking for aliens. He's like, alien? What do you mean by alien? Like illegal alien, right? And they look at him and they just give him the tip and send him on his way. So there you go. Now you know the backstory of why Real Talk Chimp is talking bananas. Those are all 29s, 34s, 38s. There's a 28 right there. Do we have any more 28s? There's a 28 right there. There's one right there. And that one kind of spreads out all over here. Where'd it go? '29s, 29s, 28. Those are all 29s, 29s. There's a 28 up top. Big 28 right here. That's 36. There's a 28. '37s, 36s, 36s, 29s. Right here. Right here. And 28. Okay, so that makes sense because it's kind of dragging from the left over to the right. That's a 30. Those are 40s. Yeah. Okay. 28 up here. Going right to the edge. '28 into the sun. Right up here next to the 36. Okay. Besides all the other colors, there's also a 40 right here. And right there. And a 30 there, 30 there. Okay, what else do we got? I have to look at the reference on that one there. We got the 40 out there. 27. Those are all 37s. Okay, I think we are finished with the 28. Now we can switch to the 29. Okay. All right, so we had the 28, which is this. 29 looks almost identical, but I guess a brighter white. If you can tell any difference, Sammy gives you a kiss. Let's get rid of that paintbrush. So 3 different color white paints in here. If you can tell them apart, it's a miracle. I can't see any different. Compared to the other colors around it, you can, sure. The 30 is a gray, so it'll look a lot different in here. Nine. It's 29. It's 29. It's like layers upon layers. This is a 30 that's stringing all through here. Thirty, 31s, 30s. There we go. 30s, 40s, 29, big 29 right there. Okay. $29 right here. Careful of the 40 there. It's a 30 right there. It's a crazy sounding bird. $34s and 30s, okay. 30s up there, 29s up here. $40s up there, 30s and 40s, 36s. How about in the sky? We got a big 28 in the sky that I completely missed. So grab that one there. But there's a bunch of 29s there. Potentially be a cloud here. Okay, any more 20 out? There's a 28 here. $28 right here. How did I miss all these things? 28 right there. My God, this whole thing is 28. I completely missed all that. I said there were no more 28s, didn't I? 28 right there. This whole thing is 28 right here. How did I miss this? Where do we go here? Right under the sunset. There's one right here I didn't even see. One right here. One right here. One right here. What the heck is going on? Let's finish doing this one. These are clouds. I'm gonna be gingerly with them. Jesus, I missed all this. Okay, any more 28s that I missed? Right here? Wow. What do we have down here? A 19? What color is 19? Is a green. Go all the way back to 19 here. Just a lone green 19 is sitting up in the sky. There's a 28 right there. What in the heck is going on, sir? You're supposed to be on the ball. You're supposed to be seeing this stuff. 28. Can't even go back to the 29 yet. Oh, my Lord. There's a 28 right here. Right above the 29. Any more? That's a 31. Okay, now we can go back to the 29. Those are all 31s. I think we finished with the 29s and 28s. I think we can go to the 30. Nope, I lied. I think we can go to the 30 now. The 30 now. Can we get to the 30, you think? Let's flip this around and see if there's any more random 28s and 29s that we did not see. Oh my God. Stuck my hand right in the paint. Son of a monkey. I don't want to accidentally stick that somewhere on the board here. Okay, 28s and 29s. And there's a 29 right there. '28s and 29s going once. 28s and 29 going twice. '28 and 29 going 3 times. A lady. All right, we're going to 30. The other ones pop up. We'll paint the other ones. A 30 is a drastic jump. into a completely different world. A completely different monkey, as I don't say very often, almost every single time. Whew. May have to go do a urination break here in a minute. I hate to say it, but I think there's going to be a part 5 to this thing. All right, we went 29, which was this color here. And now we're going to 30, which is, I don't even know what the heck it is, a charcoal gray? 29. What is this? It's a grayish green, a green gray. Some kind of thing. Okay. So now we're looking for 30s. 30s, 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 30. Looking for 30 in all the wrong place. Oh, there's 30s. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's dark. Oh, compared to the white, that is very dark. Thirty. Try not to go over the colors that you already have down. Muddy seaweed. Right up to the edge of the canvas. Such a muddy color. 31 right in here that goes out this way. And it's such a dark pigment, I'm going to have to use water to make this thing flow better. That's 40, 40. This is a 30 here. Right here, right here. Here, here. That's a 31. It's a 40. Let's get a little water. These are all 30s here. Like the seabed color. I know it'll all make sense when we set back. Up there. There's 30s everywhere. We haven't even got to the blacks and the browns yet. It's just a random 40 in there, right there, 40 and 40. some of that off the hilt. So 29 right there. Part of the 29 right there that I missed. There's a 29 up there. 29 over there. There's a 30. 40, 40. Here's a 30. Here's a 30. 31. Here's a 30. Oh, and this is all 30 right here. All right, I gotta mix some water in here because this is mucky. All around these other colors, so don't paint right over all the colors. So it won't make sense. It's right along the edge. So even if it's a negative, ugly color, there's a purpose for it. We'll find that out in a moment when we look at the reference sheet. Okay. It's 29. Do we see any more 30s? Any 30s in the sky? I don't see any 30s in the sky, so let's go back and do those 29s, which were the white, the grayish white. Oh, there's a 30 right there, son of a monkey. There's a 30 right there. There's a 29 right there. Where was the other 20? Here we go, right here. Right here. Okay, anywhere else? Those are 40s. There's a 29. There's 30s over there, okay. Back to 30. Ugh. Whenever you see movies where somebody's been in the water and they have the algae all over them, that's what this color looks like. Here's a 30. Here's a 30. Whenever I see those old creep show, you always have that one person that comes out of the water got all that algae on them. Okay, any more 30s? What did we see? 30s, we saw 30 right here. Oh, this is the shade coming off of this chunk of cliff here. Okay, any more 30s? Yeah, I think we're going to have to make a part 5 for this. Any more 30s? I'm not seeing any. Let's try to look at this mess here. See all the dark color? It's what I just painted. And there's shadows coming off these things. What is on there? No, those are all 33s, 32s. I don't see any 30s on that one. So let's sit back a little bit. It even looks messy on this thing, on this reference card. But I think once it's all put together, it'll look beautiful. It'll make sense. It'll make sense what it is. Right now, it's just looking crazy. I'm gonna call it here because I gotta eat and use a restroom and all that kind of fun stuff. We will do a part 5. We're on part 4 right now on this Sunday, May 31st, 2026. My name is Ricky. Live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. Michael Knight has been moderating. So thank you to Michael Knight. Make sure you all say thank you to him as well. If you like this type of content, again, hit the like button. Even if you're watching this back as an archived video on YouTube. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. It'd be greatly appreciated. Again, like I said, comment. You're more than one comment, even when it's archived or if you're watching it live. And please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Get us up to 4,000 subscribers. We're like 40 subs away from 4,000 subscribers. For 6 years, we sat at 3,900. Let's go over and get that 4,000 subscribers and beyond. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, Real Talk Chimp, live on YouTube. Number artist doing the Cliffside Sunset Waves, item number 50-40-LZ8211-BK. Cliffside Sunset Waves. I will catch you on a flip side. Peace and chicken grease, everyone. Take care.